This way, please.
So this is the River Works in San Antonio. So if you come to San Antonio, the place where people recommend you to come to is this place. It's called the River Work. So we're about to hit the boat and take a ride. This is downtown San Antonio and the River Walk. That's so beautiful. We are at the River Walk, getting ready. Stay tuned and see what we are up to. San Antonio by night. So we are at the boat on River Walk. We're about to get a ride. So some of the things you can do in San Antonio. That's Mommy and Pippi.
Hi. Alright, there you go. Coming on the boat. There you go.
So this is the River Walk.
Look at the light.
Yeah, we were right there waiting for our turn. So you see people, so you come in the boat, then they're gonna take us around. San Antonio by night. But
thumbs up if you can all hear me. Yes?
yeah.
Awesome. My name is Barb. I will be your riverboat captain for 2.5 hours.
So we're gone for 2.5 hours.
Maybe we'll just do 2.5 miles. Let's do that. I will tell you things on the tour, off the tour, and fun facts I personally have found out. Good? Alright, listen guys, if you have questions, ask questions. If I have questions, shout out answers. Way better tour. You'll get a great tour. It will be everyone hears that. If you find yourself in the river, stand up, walk out. It's mostly 3 to 4 feet deep. We do have life vests should you need them. And no smoking, anything on river level. Anything. There you go, that is all. Alright, first up to my left is La Vita. Means little village, but it's really big on street level. First San Antonio neighborhood ever. 1722. The French and German immigrants called it home. Who has seen the movie Miss Congeniality? 2 of us? Shout it out, people, shout it out. Stage on my right is where they filmed the swimsuit competition and the perfect date scene. These TV segments have been filmed here in San Antonio. Up in front of us, a beautiful bronze sculpture. It is a Mexican cowboy called the Bacado. Sorry. Called Vaquero. And it sits in front of the Frisco Western Art Museum. They opened their doors in 2013. 1968, Hertzberg Circus Museum. 1930, San Antonio Library. Everything was and isn't it. You'll hear me say that again and again. And again and again. Maybe even again. They don't tear anything down, they'll build up onto and out from. By the way, the word bunker root comes from the word vaquero. Where it goes. Of course, I called it a Bacado, so where it goes. Oh, no, not yet. Yeah, the bridge in front of us is all cast iron. You do not, I repeat, you do not have to duck or tilt your head. No problema. Con cabeza. I don't know who needs to hear that.
We receive it.
I am dubbing this tunnel the Tunnel of Love. If you have someone to kiss them now, kiss them hard.
We're under the tunnel. We're under the
Our
tunnel.
river is all natural. Raise your hands. Okay. How many think it's man-made? Raise your hands. How many don't care? The answer is both to questions. This is the original part of the river. we are going to enter into the man-made portion because of the flood in 1921. It will be the flood channel. Building coming up on my left with the lights on top. Super cool building. Yeah? It's not the building. It looks like it though. If you look all the way up to the tip top, you'll see gargoyles. 16 of them. Now also, look just above the pairs of ugly faces. These are called grotesques. And the Smith and Young brothers were very superstitious. Been so since 1897. Now, we are entering into the flood channel. This is a floodgate next to us. You'll notice a traffic light on top of the bridge. This traffic light tells us whether or not we should or should not be in this area. Because if we should not be in this area, and we are in this area, we won't be here for long. We will be in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, we go 2.5 miles. Actual river, 240. Now very briefly, we are in 10 feet of water. Look behind me. Drops down another 20 feet. That is where all of the river water goes when it rains. The bridge on top of us has lots of locks, and they call it the locks of love. And when you love someone, you come here. Lock the lock, kiss the key, throw it in the river. You will be together forever. Forever. One more time.
Forever.
Some people are really scared that they have combination locks. Yeah. I have a zip tie if you're that scared. If you follow the staircase up on my left, you'll get a glimpse of the San Fernando Cathedral, oldest cathedral in the United States, built in 1733. Also up in that area is the largest Mexican market in the United States, called the Mercado. Very fun, very festive. I was recently to Mexico. I tried 19 different flavors of tequila. You would end up at the Pearl, which used to be a brewery in 1883. Now it's bougie shopping dining. And that is also where our river begins, by the way, to my left. And that makes this quick and sudden left-hand turn where we are making our right. Tree on my left is the oldest tree on the river, between 300 and 700 years old. 90 feet tall, 25 feet thick. Cypress trees usually look to about 1,000 years old. That was a good picture. Now, right where you see the teal boat in front of us is the Esquire Tavern. They say they were a barbershop in 1933, but they opened their doors moments in. If you look at the chandeliers in the building on my left, that is how high the river water rose back in 1921. Ironically, that is where people paid their water bills. It's now the Korean. And coming up on my, was built in 1926. And it was a silent motion picture theater. And then suffered economic losses. Reemerged as a concert hall. And Wilson Goo Goo Dolls, Limp Bizkit, and Snoop Dogg have all performed here. Do we, by chance, perhaps, possibly at all, have any Selena bands on board? Yes, this is it. This is the bridge in front of us, dedicated to Selena Perez. 1997, Jennifer Lopez was on top of that bridge. None of them are her. While filming the movie Selena. But true fact, in 1901, they built harnesses and saddles for everyone. That is now a hotel. Building on my left, St. Mary's School for Boys in 1853. It grew, it prospered, became a university, and is now a hotel. Look all the way up to the tip of the building. What's that? Look all the way up. Does it look like a wall? That is a 90-degree angle building, causing it to look like that. Now this hospital has been empty for 3 years. Who knows what this is going to become?
A hotel.
Who thinks that a hospital on a river that becomes a hotel will be haunted? Yes, you know we are the 10th most wanted city in the United States, 7th fastest growing, 4th friendliest, the only ones that can be called military city, and we have the most cows in our state.
So we have friendly ghosts.
Actually, there's one in the Menger who's not so friendly. Yeah. Menger Hotel is the most haunted hotel. Which is near the Alamo, by the way. And if you have not been to the Alamo on river level, walking in out of the higher regions, you to my left. This building is actually 16 stories instead of 35. Alamo. City law.
San Antonio by night.
1,750 Mexicans and Americans lost their lives on that battlefield. Sacred ground. And one.
Hello?
This area is known as Restaurant O. We have just about everything. Mexican, American, because of it, and proud of it. Did you know Frito and Frito Pie invented in San Antonio? The man who invented Gatorade, a San Antonian. San Antonio is home to the very first church's fried chicken and Texas home to 81% of the world's Whataburgers.
Woohoo!
Ladies and gentlemen, you may want to look up to that bridge over on my right. Creepy. By the way, are you all enjoying my fun facts? Yeah? Good. That's good. Very serious. Now, we're going to make a left-hand turn into another area that is in fact man-made. And as we make our left, look all the way up, you will see a huge red sculpture. That is called the Torch of Friendship. That sculpture is 65 feet tall and 45 tons. The artist's name is Sebastian. If you see any other sculptures, big or small, in that material, and you will, just kind of say, oh, a Sebastian. Whoa, a Sebastian. Ah, a Sebastian. You answer there are freshwater fish and cell phones. Mine is in there twice. Next question. Have I ever hit a duck? No, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. No, I tried. They duck. And if you look all the way up to my right, you'll see Tower of Americas. Tower of Americas is 750 feet tall, 952 stairs to top. One man climbed those stairs, 5 minutes, 18 seconds. Yep, that's the second tallest freestanding structure in the United States.
Which one?
Tower of Americas. Statue in front of us, you might look at it and say, well, maybe it's a Sebastian. No, it's not. What makes that statue not a Sebastian, first off, is the color. This one, lack thereof. Sebastians are all brightly colored, no matter what color they are. 2, that is put together in layers. Sebastians are all one continuous piece. That is called Stargazer. Made out of volcanic rock from Mexico. Artist's name is Pedro Reyes. We've actually only had this since March of 2021. We in fact have the 3. You will hear boat captains say, oh, it's the same tour. This area was actually the most difficult of all areas because of the wind for me to learn when I first started. And still difficult to this day. I'm going to show you shortly something not on the tour. Just give me a moment. Now we are in a very slow boat, so we may have to fight the wind. FYI.
We don't want to be eaten by the dinosaurs.
What's that?
We don't want to be eaten by the dinosaurs.
Now, directly in front of us are 5 flower pots. The one sticking out in the center of all of them, I myself repeatedly, this one right over here, I had to tell people, I'm sorry you didn't know this was a thrill ride. Then someone knocked it into the river. Average boat captain, 120 hours to become fully certified as a boat captain. The oldest female boat captain ever. Who knows the name Steve-O from the podcast?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Captain Phil.
Oh wow, glad it wasn't.
There you
It was
go.
a
Beautiful woman of God got it off the boat.